All right, good evening, everybody, wherever you may be watching us from. I'm not sure about my volume at this time, so if anybody that comes on can let me know whether you are able to hear me loud or not, please let me know. I am in Orange County, California, and wanted to send my greetings to you, wherever you may be watching us from. It's a beautiful, beautiful Sunday evening here in Southern California. The sun is out. People are out and about. Today, there was a lot of festivities with people celebrating, uh, again, the traditional marches that we have throughout on on the issues relating to LGBT and pride festivals and what have you. So that's what was happening here in Southern California. There was a parade earlier in West Hollywood. Uh, Tons and tons of people. Actually, still going on right now. So for those people that are in the area, the traffic is extreme. Parking, as you can imagine, is crazy out there. I know because I worked in that area for many years, and you know, because of the pandemic, there was no celebration these past few years, and now this was a big time people to come out and celebrate Pride. So again, tonight we are in Southern California. I'm flying solo, as you can tell, but nevertheless, I'm here. Thank you for watching us tonight. We are come live, hopefully every Sunday. We try to be here every Sunday. Last week, of course, was holiday, so we took time off to be with the family. But we are back here tonight to be able to talk about the issues that are affecting our communities. And next weekend, I am very excited to announce that we are going to be having a guest, Matt Cirillo, and he is a poet, very known as the poet of the struggle. An amazing guy. I know him since the days of Occupy. He just came back from doing a tour in Italy. He's going to tell us all about it. And he's going to be telling us the power of words, about poetry, about the struggle, and being able to connect all that with words, literature, spoken word, etc. So it's going to be a very exciting time. If you know Matt Cirillo, he's one of the amazing young poets of our time, known as the poet of the struggle. So that's going to be next Sunday. We are very excited to have him with us. But tonight, of course, we are talking about the issues. As you know, there's so much stuff happening throughout the nation right now. There's We just came back from a vote that took place yesterday by Biden announcing signing a bill for that debt ceiling, and so much that we can talk about that. But um, look, the fact of the matter is that these are political games that are being played, and always the losers are the people. That's pretty much a fact right there, and that's what we see that has happened here. Uh, Initially, the Democratic Party said that they were not going to negotiate with Republicans, that they wanted to have a clean bill. That didn't happen. That they were not going to pretty much give in to the demands of Republicans. That didn't happen. They gave up, and they pretty much compromised. And that's what the word that they, little by little, and usually starts like that, where they start talking about, a strong stand, and little by little they begin to dilute the stand to where we, actually end up with what we always have, nothing or very little, or a very watered down bill of whatever that is, whether it's student debt, we've seen that on that, whether it's healthcare for all, they come out strong, and I'm talking about Democrats, and I have to be hard on them because these are the facts that happen time and time again. And the problem is that the people that end up losing all the time is the working class. What we saw in this debt, uh, the debt pretty much bill was a what we saw was a full protection of big money and special interests. That's what we saw. You know, pretty much that's what it boiled down to. They wanted to make sure that the ultra rich, that special interests were protected. And that's what happened. The losers here are, of course, the working class, taxpayers, and our future, our children. Those are the losers because the only ones that won here have been the usual players, the usual people that win all the time when it comes down to when there's money involved, when there is budgets. People that win are corporations, big money, special interests, the establishment. We saw here a clear victory for the GOP. And mind you, the GOP is in the minority, except for the House, but they hold a very, very slim uh, majority, very slim. I mean, paper, paper thin, slim majority, yet they acted as if they were the majority. And I got to look, I hate to say this, but I have to give it to the Republican Party that they always stick by their guns, and they came out. You saw what they did before they even began any kind of discussion. They put out, an agenda. They put out a proposal of what they wanted, and they stuck by that. Yeah, did they get everything? Of course not, but they got a lot of things. And hearing the Democratic Party what they were saying, you thought that, oh my goodness, they're going to put up a fight. They're actually going to put their foot down, and they're going to, and they're going to act within their power that they have. They have the presidency and they have the Senate. So you figure they're going to put out at least some kind of a fight. That didn't happen, folks. To hear Biden say what he says, of course, sounds good. Of course, it's nice that we don't have to deal with this problem. But nothing was resolved. Actually, this was a big win again for the establishment. This was a big win for those people that are looking to run for office in 2024. These are including Biden. He made himself look really good at the cost of, again, the working class, because those people, the usual programs that are always targeted by the Republican Party, got pretty much a big hit. They got hit. We're talking about the things relating to now people that receive certain benefits are going to have to produce, in this case, the work requirements. So it may not seem like a lot to people, but these are big things, because on the other hand, you saw them, pretty much do away with the recommendations for stronger, um, a stronger push for the IRS to go after tax cheaters. In this case, corporations are the tax cheaters. They did away with a specific focus that was asked of that they pretty much took that down, and so the ones that they need to focus on, they don't focus. In this case, they needed to focus on the reason why we are in this debt in first place, and everybody knows it's not nothing new. The big money is the problem. Is the fact that the rich people don't pay their fair share. If rich people pay their fair share, if corporations pay the fair share, we will not be in this mess that we're in. We will not be in the amount of debt that we are in right now. And the fact of the matter is that as long as all the burden is put on the working class, and the cheaters, the tax cheaters, and the scammers, the tax scammers, and the fraudulent uh, corporations that look for every way possible to hide their money, to scam the way around so they don't pay the first share of taxes. As long as they are allowed to do what they do, we are going to see the debt continue to increase by leap and bounds, because nothing is going to be resolved. You cannot put the load on the working class. We're already carrying a lot, folks. The working class is carrying so much already, and it doesn't matter what state you go to. Right now, the people, the working class, are suffering. I look at, for example, at the state of Florida, that claim that, that they're really good in taxes. People don't have to pay taxes. Well, it sounds nice, but when you look behind the curtains, people still pay taxes in some other kind of forms, whether it's in fees. I mean, you cannot drive over there without you having to get into toll roads where you have to pay. That's a form of taxation. You know, there's different things in which uh, the government in Florida, or those that claim that they are easy on taxes, still come out after the working class. If you look at the cost of goods, if you look at the cost of food, if you look at the cost of rent, you know, uh, these are things that continue to increase, and people are still not better off. So it's a whole bunch of baloney. It's a whole bunch of misrepresentation when they talk about that specific states, don't have to pay the amount of taxes that others do, because they do, in fact, in other ways. And you do your research on your own, and you're going to find out that it is the truth. You know, we see that the state of the economy of the working class, and people are really suffering really bad. um, as you know, we do have a food pantry over in Florida, and I can tell you this: that the amount of people come seeking help are astronomical. Don't think for a second that there is no poverty in Florida. There is lots of poverty in Florida. There is a big disparity. There is a huge difference between the people that have and the people that have not. You know, we're talking about uh, housing, we're talking about homelessness. All those things still exist in a lot of these states that hide the problems, but they still exist. There's still homelessness in those states. There's still the same chaos that you see in many of our democratic states that don't hide it, that actually, is pretty much up front in your face. But this is the kind of situations that we are living in. And when we saw all this political grandstand, and all this uh, language that they used regarding the debt ceiling and so-called negotiations, everything was pretty much settled already. That's my opinion, that even before they went in, they already knew what they had to do. They already knew. You had never seen more people so cordial among themselves, mind you. And they supposedly, quote unquote, they hate each other. You saw, pretty much what the GOP stands for. McCarthy, you know what he stands for, and he has nothing good to give, and yet we saw Biden celebrating this man, pretty much uplifting him, where they constantly are attacking the working class. I dare you to celebrate this man. They have nothing good to give, nothing good to give for the working class. They have made it very clear and very open that they want to come after Social Security. They want to come after Medicare. They don't hide that. And how can you stand in there and celebrate this man? You know, uh, again, this is the problem that a lot of people have with the Democratic Party, that they just don't have the guts. They don't have the spine. They give in. They take the easy way out. And at the end of the day, they act just like the Republican Party. They play down the middle, and they play it safe, and they played for the best of themselves, not the working class. Obviously, we know that this was a big thing for Biden because he is running for 2024, and he needs to look good. He needs to look, as someone that is, that gets the job done. But what do we get? What did they get done this time around? Nothing. They just averted another day, but we still have the same amount of debt, if not even more, and we still see them protecting the rich, and we still see the working class carrying the burden of the debt. So that's the outcome of all this. They pat themselves in the back. They look good. They look as 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 if they actually give a damn about the working class. In fact, we all know that they don't care about the working class. Both parties don't care because they don't show it. They just don't show it, and their actions pretty much determine the outcome. Their action tells us exactly where we at, whether they care or not. Because if they did, they're going to make sure that the working class, will have, a less burden to carry. But in fact, they don't. Our load continues to be heavier and heavier and heavier. So uh, here's some things to remember about uh, the Republican Party when it comes down uh, to negotiations, when it comes down to them having power or not having power. Here are some things to remember. The Republican Party never negotiates, even when they are in the minority. Those are facts, people. They don't negotiate. And this is why I don't understand why the Democratic Party has not learned that lesson. Even when Obama was in office, what did the Republican Party do? They voted no, no, no on everything. Down the line, people, down the line, and those are public records. Look it up. They never went and cited or attempted to work with him. So why is it the Democratic Party still don't you know don't learn their lesson from this? Again, because the fact is that uh, they don't have a spine, and they give in too easy. So again, Republicans, whether they have power or not, they don't negotiate. Second thing to remember regarding the Republican, excuse me, I was saying the Republican Party, they don't negotiate whether they have power or not. Second thing regarding the Republican Party is that they are big spenders. They like to spend a lot of money, and then yet they want to act as if they are um, very conservative in their spending, and that they are concerned about the debt, but they have increased the debt this past few times that they have been in power. They don't mind spending, and they spend big. Third thing to remember about the Republican Party when it comes to negotiations, when it comes down to bills that involve budgets and stuff, is that they will protect the rich at all costs. That is a fact, people. They will protect the rich at all costs. They will bend backwards. They will do whatever needs to be done to to do that. And fourth thing that we need to remember regarding the Republican Party when it comes down to uh, negotiating or budgets is that they don't care about the working class or the poor. They don't. Zero, zilch. And those are facts right there, people. Those are the things that we need to remember. And I always say that, look, if we want to get ahead, if we want to see changes, we're going to continue to have to fight for the struggles, for the issues that we care about, because the only way that we are going to overcome these things is when we start electing people that actually care, uh, people that actually uh, people that are actually uh, involved with the people, and are hearing, and they hear and they feel the pain of the people. But overall, it's very rare to see nowadays uh, representatives that actually care about the working class, that will, do anything that they can um, to fight for the working class. Very few politicians out there, because most of them are more worried about protecting their seat, making sure they get elected the next time around. And the only time that they come around is when it's election time. This is when they start holding their little town hall meetings, when they start talking to people, etc. And that's pretty much the sad news regarding uh, the state the state of our representatives, is that they don't get around. And once again, we hope that they will do a better job in representing the people. But so far, that doesn't happen. And we are very discouraged, because as we can see, um, no matter which part of the country you live in, as you can see, is that things are not getting better for the working class. Everything is more expensive. People are struggling just to make ends meet. People are working multiple jobs, and they still don't have enough. I don't know how in the world people are able to pay their rent, because the way we see right now, the state of the economy when it comes down to housing is incredible expensive. I don't understand how people even manage to keep a roof over their head with the kind of cost that we are seeing right now. And the sad part about this, that there is no plan in place to address the housing crisis. We hear a lot of talk about it. We hear a lot of people saying that politicians saying that they are concerned, but at the end of the day, we don't see much movement. We don't see a lot of stuff going on. And what we are seeing right now is a lot of the protections that existed, especially for the renters. All those protections are being removed, and a lot of people are at risk of becoming homeless, unhoused, if you will, because of the fact that there are no protections and no one is looking out for them. So that's what we are seeing right now in a lot of the a lot of our communities, a lot of the state. No matter where you go, whether it's in the East Coast, whether it's in the mid states, or here in California or the West Coast, we still have the same issues that is affecting everybody else. You know, I do travel a lot, so I get to see and talk to folks on the ground, and the same issues that I'm seeing here in California, I'm seeing everywhere. And whether that be the cost of food, uh, I just actually was telling my family, I went and bought a few things to eat dinner, and it is insane how much money you have to pay right now just for a simple dinner. A simple dinner. I'm not talking about, having an extravagant dinner. I'm talking about a simple dinner where everybody just order a plate of something, and then nothing gets under $15, almost $20. Uh, so when we look at all those things and we look at what politicians are saying, they're just so out of touch, folks. They are just so out of touch. But I'm not telling you nothing new. I'm telling you things that you already know. I'm telling you things that have turned so many people off from politics, is because they see these very things that uh, that pretty much bring a dislike of American politics and the people. People don't want nothing to do with politics. They don't care who's in charge, because at the end of the day, they see both the same. They see both that pretty much are out of touch, and they see themselves forgotten. They see themselves being neglected. They see our streets. They see our communities that are lacking so much. Uh, by the way, this country has so much money, folks. Anyone that tells you that there is no money here is insane, because there is so much wealth in this country. Yet we see the people that lack so much, that lack so much, and we shouldn't have people be looking in trash cans for food. You shouldn't have people standing in lines at food banks. I always have said this, that the food banks should not even exist. But the reason why they exist, again, is because the amount of greed that exists uh, when it comes down to the issues, whether it's food, whether it's healthcare, education, all those things have been turned into for profit. And this is why when we have all these issues and all these um, we could say things that everyone should have as a human right, whether it's healthcare, whether it's food, whether it's education. When you have to pay for that, uh, this is where it tells you how bankrupt we have become, how empty we are, because of the fact that everything has been made for profit, and this is going to continue to escalate. We're going to continue to see that happening. You are watching Stand Up Fight Back, where we discuss strategy and analysis for the progressive movement. Thank you for watching. We are here with you. We try to be here with you every Sunday. Next Sunday, we are going to be having Matt Cedillo. He's known as a poet of the struggle, and we're very excited to have him with us next week. We'll continue our conversation, and I want to move a little bit to what we are seeing over in Florida and DeSantis, because, in my opinion, DeSantis is a very, very dangerous man for so many different reasons, and we need to be keeping an eye on him. He's dangerous at so many levels. He's pushing fascism, and in ways that are very subtle, but yet effective, because he's getting the agenda of the Republican Party push by leap and bounds. He's getting it done, and even more than many people expected. As you know, what he did in Florida, because he holds supermajority, and pay attention, Democratic Party, because you hold supermajority in many states, and you don't even do anything to put the people's agenda forward. But here it is, Governor DeSantis in Florida, that has supermajority. He knows how to use it. He's using it. Even if he's wrong, he's using it, and he's doing it with vague laws that he had proposed and passed, and getting all the full 100% support from the Republican Party, and he's getting the stuff done. Whether it's what we are seeing right now, a, an attack on immigrants, an attack on the LGBT community, an attack against Black people, an attack on education, public education. He successfully have pushed the needle forward at so many levels, and higher than anyone before. He's a very dangerous man, and pretty much what you are seeing, what we are seeing him do in Florida, he wants to do for the United States. He holds no punches. He doesn't hide anything. Anyone that stands before him and is his political enemy, he will treat him as such, as an enemy, and he will go and he will stop at nothing to try to destroy them. Very dangerous man, people, very dangerous. And if you're not paying attention, and for you, for some of you that claim and that you believe in freedom of speech, and you are seeing him do all this and say nothing, shame on you, because freedom of speech is supposed to be at all levels. When we're talking about freedom of religion, supposed to be all religions. It's not just one religion. And as a Christian, if I see that someone is attacking other religion that is not mine, I'm going to be upset about it. I'm gonna defend them, because the fact is that in this country, no matter what your religion is, you have a right to exercise that freedom to worship whoever you want to, or whatever you want. And that is freedom. Even God himself gives us that freedom by having a freedom of choice. He doesn't force anyone to serve him. And and this is why I say that kind of Christianity that these white nationalists present, these so-called Christians present, is not only fake Christianity, but it's a very dangerous Christianity that they are pushing. A very dangerous Christianity, because anyone that takes away the rights of other people, avoids a decision making away from someone, that's a dangerous person, because pretty much you're acting against God's will, because God never takes away, our own will to choose. He gave us that. That's the biggest gift that we have from God. He didn't create robots to serve him. We serve him at our will. If we choose to serve him, we serve him. If we don't, God doesn't come over here and blows you away because you decided not to believe in him or trust him, or serve him. So all these people that are pushing this agenda, so that you have to worship the way they want you to worship, or dress the way uh, they want you to dress, or talk the way they want you to talk, or pretty much learn what they want you to learn. Those are anti-God people. I don't care how much Christian you call yourself. That's dangerous, people. Those people are dangerous, and they are not God's people as they claim to be. It's the same thing as people that claim to be patriots, claim to love, this nation, but yet they are destroying the poor. They are passing uh, laws that destroys and criminalize the poor. Those are very anti-patriot people, because you know patriotism, in my opinion, should be that you defend all. And this is why, when we went in the military, people that have served in the military, you swear to protect, the nation, by all means, at all, from different angles, whether it is from the outside or the inside. And some of the biggest enemies that we have in this nation doesn't come from the outside; they from the inside. And that's what we are seeing right now. And it is unfortunate because, again, we are seeing a rise of DeSantis and his agenda. His agenda is the Republican agenda, and his agenda is very smooth. He comes in as someone that actually cares about families. He comes in as somebody that actually uh, cares about the nation. He comes in as somebody that wants to protect the nation, but in fact, those are pretty much erroneous presentations that he gives, because again, if you are going to say that you love America, you love all America, not just the people that look like you, or the people that talk like you. You love all the people that America has, under her skies, whether it's, whatever the color they are, whatever the religion they are. you know this is America. That's what we understand to be America, is a land of all, not of some, not of white nationalists, or Christians. As a Christian, I say that I detest the fact that you want to push religion on anyone. You know, that's a matter of people's choosing. You choose who you want to serve. If you love the Lord, if you love God, and you want to preach the gospel, go ahead and preach it, but don't force it on anybody. Don't criminalize people because they don't want to worship the way you worship. That is wrong. That is ungodly. that is anti-God. That's what I have to say about that, folks. And I'm very strong about that because anytime I see people trying to force other people into submission by using their authority, by using their power, those are cowards. Those are cowards. And I don't care what you call yourself. I don't care who you are. If you use your position, if you use your authority to subdue other people at your will because you want them to walk the way you want to or serve the way you want to, you are nothing but a coward. And to me, that's what DeSantis is. He's nothing but a coward because he hides behind the power that he was given to subdue other people and to bring an agenda that is of hate, an agenda that is divisive, an agenda that America doesn't need today. We don't need people like him leading this nation. And again, I say, in my opinion, he is even more dangerous than Donald Trump because we already know what Donald Trump is all about. But this guy comes in disguise. This guy is young. He's a family man, and he pretends to be someone that actually he's not. But we hope that people wake up, you know, earlier than expected, or that we hope that people wake up sooner than later. Put it that way, because uh, what we are seeing also is the media giving DeSantis so much airtime. That is also dangerous, folks. And this is exactly how Donald Trump rose into power because the media pretty much gave him 24/7 coverage. And that's what we are starting to see right now with DeSantis, where the media is just like flooding the airwaves and the print media and the radio waves with coverage on everything that DeSantis has to say. So pretty much by doing that, they are elevating him. They're elevating him, and they are creating of him an image that may continue to impact so many people. And again, by giving them all that time, you're allowing influence to take place on people that are easily manipulated by talking points. And folks, this is dangerous. And I saw that happening. We saw that happening with, excuse me, with Trump. We see that happening with Green, Representative Green, Majority Green, how they have elevated her, and now we're seeing this happening right now with DeSantis, them being elevated by the media into higher grounds that they even deserved. Uh, anything that comes out of their mouth, they're covering it. You cannot open up any kind of search on news, political news, without them popping up first. And that's exactly the danger part about what the media is doing with these politicians. So what we are going to see even more right now, we are going to see more media coverage of DeSantis, and we need to speak out about that. We need to speak out against it because, again, what is he doing to deserve all this attention? He's not the front runner. Even if he was, media should not be giving him a limited amount of coverage. They should be equally distributing the time with other candidates as well. But that's what we see. That's the danger of the media and what they are presenting to us. So uh, some of the areas that DeSantis has focused on is again education. What goes on in the schools, and of course he's using the sentiments of parents because tell me which parent doesn't care about their kids and what's shown and what's given in schools. But if you really take a hard look at what's happening in school, instead of the fear that DeSantis is is speaking about regarding why he's doing the why he's pushing the certain policies in school, he's failing to address the real issues. He's failing to address gun, the gun problem in our schools. He's failing to address the fact that schools have no resources. He's failing to address the fact that schools are overcrowded. The real issues, the real issues that involve a school, he's not addressing. He's addressing those things that are emotionally attached to people. And that's what we need to understand and be paying attention to and hold them accountable for. Because our schools have less and less resources. Our teachers are overwhelmed, underpaid. You know, our teachers do such a great job in the public schools, but he wants to undermine that. And of course, what he's pushing is those private schools, those Christian private schools, to get all the funding. And again, we need to be paying attention what is being said behind what he says, because as a front of the talking points, it may sound good, but when you open the curtains and you look what's really behind it, you're gonna be surprised, folks. You're gonna be surprised because they have no intention to fix the schools in America, not the public schools. They want to continue to push private schools. They want to continue to push Christian church schools, Christian education in our public schools. You know, again, as a Christian, I'm telling you that if you're gonna call yourself, you know, a nation of all and for all and freedoms of speech and everything, then you have to allow everything. If not, don't call it that, because then we're not. And that's exactly where they're driving this. They don't want us to be, you know, an America for all that is inclusive, that allows everyone's uh, freedoms to be exercised. They want to be able to control what you think, what you read, what kind of education you receive, et cetera, et cetera. That's what they want, folks. What you wear, and again, uh, this is what they're pushing for, and that's why we need to be paying attention. And it's not going to end with DeSantis. I don't know what's going to end up happening on that race, but right now, as you can see, Trump is in deep trouble at so many different levels when it comes down uh, to to the courts. He's got case after case, and they are being uh, pretty much challenged at every level. He's being challenged at every level, and of course, DeSantis is taking full advantage of that, along with other people. So it's going to be interesting, in my opinion. Uh, Trump is going to go down. Everybody's going to rally behind DeSantis, and that's the danger of this whole thing, because DeSantis is a very, very more dangerous than Donald Trump. So let's continue to pay attention to that. We saw that DeSantis is willing to change laws so that he can punish his adversaries. That is that is the kind of dangerous person that I'm talking about. That he will stop at nothing to punish all those people that are his political enemies. So, with that all being said tonight, folks, we want you to continue to pay attention, stay focused. Uh, you know, we cannot lose hope, because these are individuals that will rise at one time or another, during a lifetime. There are dangerous people out there. There are people that don't care about the future of everyone. They only look at their best interests. They look at themselves. They look at their agenda. That is not an inclusive agenda. And and what we have to do again is continue uh, to pay attention and to unite and to have conversations. I am happy to announce that we started some conversations with a couple people that I know that are tremendous organizers in the movement, and we are putting together a series of teachings on organizing communities, organizing uh, for specific issues, organizing campaigns, teaching you how to do these things. As I have said in the past, we wanted to do that. That's going to be coming about. We are putting something together. I am talking to some of the people that I'm going to be working with on this, so that we can have presentations to you on how to organize, how to effectively organize from the ground up. I think these are the things that we need to be doing. I think that these are the things that are going to be important and relevant to our communities, is when we empower other people with knowledge, with the things that we have learned over the years, and be able to share those ideas of how to properly organize. What we need to do is organize our communities. We need to organize our pretty much our blocks, our streets. Talk to our neighbors. How effectively be able to put campaigns together for the issues that we care about. And we can do that even without money, because money doesn't mean that you're going to get the job done. Some of the most effective campaigns that I have seen, that we have been part of, are campaigns that have no funding, pretty much zero funding. We have successfully come together with other folks, put our ideas together, organize ourselves, uh, and we were able to mobilize and to deliver the things that we organized. We were able to execute our plans by just simply coming together and uniting our resources and our strengths and our ideas. And that's what organizing is all about, is when we put ourselves together, come together, talk about the issues, organize ourselves, and then move forward with what we need to do to push the needle forward. So in these coming months, you're going to be seeing here on this broadcast, you're going to be seeing some teaching, some clinics on organizing communities, on organizing uh, for specific issues that you care about. We are going to learn how to organize campaigns, and what's how to get it done, how to get the work done. But in the meantime, we want to say thank you for watching us here every Sunday, or at least every Sunday that we come on. We try to be with you every Sunday. I do apologize. Last week it was a holiday, so we had a little time to spend with the family. I am very excited to be a grandpa. I'm spending a lot of time with my granddaughter, and just a having a lovely time seeing her grow, and holding her in my arms. It just brings so much joy to my heart. Um, we are working really hard at the regular job that I have. And by the way, my comments here do not are not uh, coming from the point of my employment. These are my personal views, and they reflect only on my personal opinions. So, what I wanted to say about my work is that, as you know, I'm the National Director for Food for Health Programs for AIDS Healthcare Foundation, and I just love the opportunity that I have had with them to be able to uh, to create some food programs alongside with some of the great organizers and people that I can work with. We have a tremendous staff that are very dedicated, and the things that we are seeing out there on the ground are just uh, pretty much touches our hearts. And food insecurity is so real. And I want to be able to talk to you a little bit about that down the road, because there's so much stuff that we have learned about food insecurity, reasons for food insecurity, and the way it really touches people at different levels, in different ways. So it's not just the high cost of food. There's all kinds of stuff behind food insecurity, including distributors, people that grow the food, the system itself, the laws that exist, pretty much a system that was created that is not effective because a lot of people are left without. So I want to be able to share with you at some point some of those things. But in the meantime, I'm very thankful for the opportunity that I have been learning so much about food insecurity and how it affects our communities. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be talking a little bit more about that. I want to really appreciate those of you that had stood with us time and time again, watching these programs, sharing these videos. We really appreciate you. I am out there on the ground talking constantly to so many people, and making sure that your voice is being represented and that your voice is being heard through whatever opportunities I have to be able to meet with people of influence, or people that are able to make some changes, and to actually put something forward in behalf of the people. I care a lot about you. I say that sincerely. My heart goes out to families, especially those people that are struggling so much just to make ends meet. I see you. I know who you are, and we doing everything that we can from our end so that we can well represent you, and that your struggles will be minimized as much as possible, because the struggles that you face are very, very real. And my heart goes out to you, our seniors, our veterans, you know, uh, pretty much our parents out there that are struggling, trying to make the most for the children. We see you. We understand the struggle that you have, with very little resources, yet you make miracles just to have a better life for your children. While in the meantime, you have people that are so grotesque with their greed, and with so much money they have, they don't know what to do with it. It is so shameful. But, we are happy. We have learned to be happy in whatever state we're in, whatever situation we're in. We make the most out of it. And that's because of the big heart that you guys have. You have a big heart. You care about your family. You love your community. This is why you stick around. Thank you, everybody, for watching from Los Angeles, California. Thank you. This is Stand Up Fight Back, where we discuss strategy and analysis for the progressive movement. We are with you every Sunday. At least we try to be with you every Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget, next week we have Matt Cedillo, a poet of the struggle, is going to be with us, sharing a lot of the literature, a lot of the voices and the voice that he has regarding the struggle. You don't want to miss this one. Thank you for watching again. Good night.